Every time a modern NBA player drops 30 points, the media shouts the same lazy narratives. LeBron averages 27. Luka is the next generational scorer. SGA is putting up MJ numbers. And every time I hear this nonsense, I shake my head. Because comparing scoring in today's soft as cotton NBA to the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s isn't just wrong. It's embarrassing. It shows how disconnected people are from what real basketball used to look like. So thank you, Mr. Myles Turner, for being one of the few active players who is honest enough to say what retired legends and older fans already know, and they kept saying. Scoring in today's NBA is a joke compared to back then. Back then, averaging 20 meant you were an assassin, a killer, a cold-blooded MFer, as Myles Turner said himself. Now, bench players, role players, and guys who can't defend a parked car are getting 20 because the league is designed for it. Now, before we go any further, let me say the line. Welcome. My name is Paul, and this is The Basketball Show, where I talk today's NBA, current events, news, players, and more. Completely unbiased, even though some people disagree, because any opposing opinion to weak people is always hating. Truth is truth, and I try to stand by that. Now, let's listen to Myles Turner himself, because this, exactly what he said, this is straight up gold. Listen up.
Do you think in this era of the NBA, it's underappreciated by old head NBA?
Bro, they just, of course, of course. Bro, at the end of the day, bro, this shit about our bread, right? Like, they feel like they paved the way for us and they're not getting their dividends. You know what I'm saying? So basically, a role player now, or maybe even a subsidiary role player, is making what the superstars is making back then.
Right.
So when old heads watch us and they see a nigga averaging 13, 14 points, but they getting the same bread that someone was averaging 30 back in the day,
right.
Of course they're going to feel a type of way. You know what I mean? Game is game, love is love, but like, you got to call it what it is. Now, I don't think it should be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all putting y'all's work so we can live the way that we live. And of course, I think that we got to show more respect as the younger hoopers or whatnot to the older generation. I feel like it's times where it's like, nah, that nigga wasn't like that, or man, that nigga yada yada. But like, bro, the NBA was a lot different back then, bro. The way they ref the NBA was a lot different.
It was,
you know what I'm saying?
was.
But
I want your opinion on 90s, early 2000s basketball. Like,
tougher brand of basketball, especially in the Eastern Conference. You know what I mean? When you came over here, bro, like, you wasn't going in the paint, bro. Like, nowadays you have freedom of movement. That wasn't a thing back then, bro. You go into the paint back then and you get elbows to your throat, crazy. Like you down, like you getting chucked every time you roll. Like, niggas wasn't catching lobs like that. There's a reason, bro. And they let a lot of shit rock. Honestly, it was a lot more physical. So yeah, to score 20 points a game back then, bro, you got to be cold-blooded motherfucker, bro, for real. Like, it's not the same, bro. It isn't.
Myles Turner said what everyone else is afraid to say. His quote, to score 20 a game back then, you had to be a cold-blooded MFer. He didn't say this era has more skill. He didn't say players today are bigger, stronger, faster. He didn't say defense got better. He said exactly what we already know. The NBA today is way easier. Less physical, less punishing, less resistant, less honest. And he's right. Myles Turner's reality check. Old school equals pain, violence, earned baskets. Let's unpack what Turner said. Freedom of movement did not exist. Today, you touch a guy's hip, foul. Place a hand on his back, foul. Crowd his landing space, foul, or a flagrant. Now, back then, they let you bleed before blowing the whistle. I've posted a video of Michael Jordan getting fouled by Cadillac, and he went hard to the floor, and I'm posting it right now. You can watch it. This was called a common foul back then. common foul.
I do believe that that was just a good hard foul. There was no malicious intent.
Well, Michael Jordan is coming back onto the court.
Not a flagrant, nothing. A common foul. This is what MJ played through. Could you imagine players today play through something like this and have something like this happen to them and get a common foul called? You weren't going into the paint. Because you'd meet Oakley, you'd meet Ewing, Zoe, Mourning, Mason, Lambeer, Rodman, Wallace, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, whoever you want. Guys whose job wasn't to defend. It was to hurt you. Legally. Now, you weren't catching lobs like that either. Because back then, guards were allowed to bump you the entire route. No easy cuts, no uncontested paths, no runway open dunks. You got elbowed, chucked, grabbed, hacked. And there was no replay to save you. No flagrant reviews, no take foul penalties, no freedom of movement rules. To score 20, you had to be cold-blooded. He said it. He understands. Because scoring was earned, not handed to you by rule books designed for offense. I mean, Adam Silver is on freaking video saying literally in an interview with Kevin Garnett that the rules have been made much easier to promote freedom of movement for the offensive player. What do you think that does to scoring numbers? SGA scores just like Michael Jordan. Or LeBron is scoring 27 like MJ. Same thing. Or Luka is averaging 33. Must be one of the greatest scorers ever. I laugh every time I hear that crap. Because they're comparing cotton soft basketball to prison yard basketball. Turner just validated what older generations already knew. Now, listen to this. LeBron's 27 per game is not Jordan's 30. Not even close. This isn't hatred. This isn't bias either. I keep saying this is unbiased. This is factual. Tell me what I'm wrong about if you want to call me out for the opinion. Call out Myles Turner. This is context, guys. LeBron's averaged 27.2 a game in a league where hand checking is eliminated. Zone defense is illegal to use meaningfully. Defenders can't touch you. The defensive 3-second rules open the paint. Flagrant fouls protect scorers. And spacing is wider. Pace is faster. Refs give stars every whistle. I mean, half the freaking travel calls are not even called. Now compare that to Jordan's time. Hand checking legal. Defenders could steal you with forearms. Big men lived in the paint. Hard fouls were normal. No landing space. No freedom of movement. Slower pace. Closer defenses. More bruising, more grabbing, more hitting. I just showed you a clip of Michael Jordan literally clotheslines to the freaking floor and called common foul. Jordan wasn't scoring 30.1 a game. He was surviving 30.1 a game. That's why, like, the people that know, they keep saying he would easily average 40 in this time. 40, if not more. 40 would be easy for him. While being triple teamed, while being targeted physically, while facing defensive schemes, that would get coaches suspended today. Now, if LeBron played in the 90s, he's a 21 point per game scorer. Not because he's bad. He's a Magic Johnson scorer then. 21 points, 20 points. But not because he's bad. He's because the environment wouldn't allow his style to inflate numbers. Now, Luka's numbers, great player, but inflated beyond reality. Luka is one of the best players in the world now, no argument. But his numbers, they're inflated by extreme pace, 3-point volume, switch-heavy defenses, no hand check, no physicality, refs protecting ball handlers, the highest offensive efficiency era ever. And There's a reason for the highest offensive efficiency. There's no defense being allowed to be played. Now you got also illegal defenses rules that protect ISO players. 5-out spacing, no rim protectors allowed to camp near the basket. Now put 1998 Jordan, Drexler, or Kobe in this environment. We're talking 40 a game. Not 33, 31, 32, 40. 40 a night. Now Luka is phenomenal, but he's not doing anything that 20 legendary scorers couldn't do today with these rules. Now, SGA compared to Michael Jordan is flat out disgusting. No disrespect to SGA. He's incredible for this era. But let's get serious, man. Fans comparing SGA to Michael Jordan because of scoring averages is one of the dumbest trends happening right now. You got Paul Pierce saying SGA has a bigger bag than Michael Jordan had. Michael Jordan had an infinite bag. There was nothing that the dude couldn't do. SGA scoring 31 today. Jordan scoring 32 and 92. SGA plays in a league where no one touches him. No one grabs him. He lives at the line. Defenders are 10 feet away. Spacing's clean. Contact's outlawed. Offense is fully protected. The lane is wide open. Now, Michael Jordan played in a league where defenders punched him, clotheslined him, dragged him midair, pushed him out of drives, hit him before he landed. Refs swallowed whistles. Big men stood in the paint 48 minutes. Now, SGA is a star, don't get me wrong. MJ is a mythological figure, built from blood and pain. Comparing the two is embarrassing. Comparing MJ to Luka, to SGA, or to LeBron is embarrassing and disgusting. Those three have nothing on Michael Jordan and superstars from back then. Myles Turner just told everyone the truth. Back then, you had to be a cold-blooded MFer to score. SGA scoring in today's environment is not cold-blooded. It's rewarded, protected, and it's engineered. Thank you, Mr. Myles Turner. Finally, someone in today's NBA that gets it, that understands it. That is not just flat out uninformed, hollow, I don't know what you can say. Turner didn't have to say this. Most active players refuse to even hint that the old days were harder. Because they'll look worse. Because they don't want backlash. They don't want retired legends clowning them. They don't want fans questioning their numbers. They don't want their highlights viewed as inflated. They don't want to admit the truth. Now, do you think the NBA would look kindly on today's players saying the old NBA was better? Do you think they don't get schooled on what to say to keep the product going and the league popular? I bet you they do. That's what the NBA always does. PR, social media, that's what they teach these players. But they won't teach them how to take care of themselves after they leave the league. I made a video on that. You better watch that. There's a lot of good information in there. So Turner didn't have to say it, but he said it anyway. And guess what? The entire internet exploded because one active player said what millions of fans already know. Today's NBA is not tougher. It's not harder. It's not more physical. It's not more demanding. It is easier, dramatically. And that's why the scoring numbers are sky high. Now, final reality check. Today's stars would not survive the 90s as scorers. This is not disrespect, this is honesty. Because this is what this channel thrives on. Honesty and facts. And if you want to question the facts, go ahead. Comment section is open to everybody. Today's volume scorers would not survive Riley's Knicks. They would not survive Daly's Pistons, Morning's Heat, the Jordan rules, the hand check rules, the no lantern space era, the thug ball era, the anti-freedom of movement era, the bump on every drive era. Put SGA in 1992. The guy is 19, 21 points a game at best, if he doesn't break in half. Put Luka in 99. He's 22, 25. Because he's slower, gets pushed every possession. But LeBron in 96, he's still good. Very good. But his scoring drops. Only a handful of modern players keep their numbers. Steph, maybe, if he doesn't break in half. KD, if he doesn't break in half. Because they would go physically after those dudes. KD is tall and skinny. Steph, all those ankle problems, man, they'd break his legs. There's videos of players literally saying what they would do to Steph. Mark Jackson said they would bump him, they would bump his knees, they would step on his feet, and they would do it on purpose. Giannis would transfer probably the best. But that's it. Giannis actually has a good post-up game. Jordan, he'd average more today. Kobe, more today. Prime D Wade, more today. AI, more today. Because the game is easier offensively, and Myles Turner just exposed it on camera. Now, Myles Turner told the truth. Scoring in the old NBA required killers. Scoring today is comfortable, protected, and inflated. The numbers don't translate, the eras don't compare, and pretending that SGA or Luka or LeBron are putting up Jordan-level scoring numbers, just disrespectful to the reality of the sport. Jordan did what he did while surviving a war zone. Today's players are hoping and hooping in a luxury spa by comparison. Turner was right, and more players need to start telling the truth. And Turner also said one more very important thing. There should be a lot more respect for the players that came before. And the stupid comments by Paul Pierce and others, just shut the hell up, man. You're either paid to say what you say, and you just make yourself look stupid. Simple as that. You can talk to the young generation that doesn't understand, but to us, the people that saw it, the people that understand it, you just look stupid. Simple as that. So, comment section's open, and I'm waiting for your comments and your opinions on this matter. Myles Turner, Myles Turner, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much. If you want to come on the show anytime, oh man, I would be glad to have Myles Turner on here. So, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.